Welcome. We is live on the Other Guys Sports Podcast. Today is April the 13th, 2022. And I got my guys with me, man. We got Buck here. We got Gator, man, Joe Bebo. And we got Scoon here today. We're going to talk some sports, man. How y'all feeling today?
I feel great. Can't wait.
It's a great time to be here. Nice to have you.
I'm feeling all right. You know what I mean? I'm 0-1 on the first show, but
hey, we got a lot to talk about in sports, man. We got some exciting stuff going on right now. Currently live, we got the Charlotte Hornets and Atlanta Hawks playing. So we're gonna jump in right there from the beginning, man. And we see these point guards that they got here. So we talking about who is more exciting to watch, LaMelo Ball or Trae Young? Who is the player that you are looking to that's going to bring in more excitement? And we're going to start. Go ahead, Buck.
So as I sit here in real time and I watch this game, I have to go with Trae Young. Now, right now, I'm seeing that they both have 12 points right now. So I'm seeing that they're giving similar production, but as far as exciting to watch, my eye test right now is Trae Young. I just watched him throw a beautiful no-look pass. Next possession, come down, stick a three on him. Very next one, forcing them into a timeout, keeping them. They're up by 11, so Trae Young's keeping his foot on their neck right now. So before this game, I was trying to find any reason to say LaMelo Ball, but no, I got to go with Trae Young in real time, man. He's more exciting to watch right now for sure.
Okay, Gabe, what you think, man? You muted. Unmute your mic, man.
nobody says he talking.
Yeah. Get him off the show,
watching, man. I'm sitting here watching, and I was just about to agree because 3 for 15 is that's ugly at the moment. It looks ugly, but I did just see. Give me Trae Young after that break from the 15. I want to go with Trae Young. I don't know. I feel like in these moments, Trae Young is better equipped to. So he better pick it up because I normally do think LaMelo Ball is highly entertaining, but
Trae Young's battle tested.
Yeah, I don't want to say it because it's real early, so he can, who cares, as long as he can make the big ones that count. But I would like to see LaMelo Ball get aggressive here, even though he's not been working.
Right.
Gotta take advantage of the fact that Trae Young ain't balling, but the boys backing him up. It's a Philly native right there, dude. Oh, Hunter.
What you got, man? Who you think?
Oh, give me Trae. I do like LaMelo, but Trae been doing this for some time. Like, them big games, he gonna give you something exciting to see. Like, and he do it in the playoffs. We only seen LaMelo do this in the regular season. Like,
he is only in his second year in his defense.
He is, but Trae Young, we were seeing him doing exciting things at his second year. Am I correct?
Oh, he definitely is doing exciting things for sure. But yeah, year 2, LaMelo, this is his first opportunity at the playoffs. Had a chance to show what he got. So, I mean, we're gonna see exactly what he's gonna be able to do. I do agree right now. I would say Trae Young, especially his shooting, pulling from deep, and different things like that, and his just way he facilitate the pick and rolls. But LaMelo's great at that as well. And then when he get on the break, he'll bring out some stuff. We've seen him recently between the legs, off the backboard to a teammate, or in the air to a teammate. So
Trae Young led the league in total points and total assists this year. So that just lets you know that there's a difference in production. There's an excitement factor that comes with Trae Young, but to me, LaMelo is still trying to reach that level of production that Trae Young has been putting out.
Right.
Since he came in.
So while we're on this, what do y'all think as far as, and we'll start with Hoon and work our way back. What do y'all think as far as looking forward to their future? who has the bigger upside? Who finishes their career on a higher level?
I probably say I like LaMelo in that situation. Because like you said, he is young, and they're gonna build Charlotte around him. I mean, they're gonna build Atlanta around him too. But it's getting later in his career. Like he's still young, but I would definitely go with LaMelo because from year 1 to 2, he improved a lot. So I think I would definitely go with LaMelo in that situation.
Hey, Gabe, what's up?
I'm gonna definitely go with Ball because just I ain't gonna say just because, but they're like equally skilled. But Ball is a bigger dude. He just got a bigger body. So I think that's over time that's gonna be harder to stop. He got a lot of things that he can do to be effective for a long time.
Okay, Buck, you agree? You on mute, Buck?
Yeah, I agree, but I'll play devil's advocate for the sake of this. I do think that Trae Young, like his high basketball IQ, I think he has like a Chris Paul level of IQ. You know what I mean? That I don't think he so much gets credit for now because he's so young, and we still want to see a consistent production from him. So, but I do think that bar injury that Trae Young can absolutely have like a better career. He naturally is a better facilitator than LaMelo Ball. You know what I mean? He's naturally better at passing the ball than him. So later down the road, no telling who he'll team up with if you get him around the right guys, and that goes for the ball as well. But
Right.
maybe he teams up with another scorer, and we can see history championship. So
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'll just leave it with this. They both have a flashy game to them. I think both of them have the scoring ability, and both of them are great. Like I said, in the pick and roll, and even finding their teammates with assists. So I think it's going to be interesting to see going down the line because they both have opportunity to be really top tier, great point guards when it's all said and done. So
Right.
hey, we're gonna wrap that up, and we're gonna jump right into some stuff that I heard. So Bruce Brown in an interview, um, when talking about Robert Williams being out for the Celtics, he really took a shot at Horford and Daniel Tice, saying that basically the Nets can just go at them. And KD got on and asked about that in rebuttal. Just basically, he wasn't a fan of his teammate Bruce Brown saying that, making it seem as if it was just going to be easy to go at Horford and Tice. And I just want to know what do y'all think? Do y'all agree with Bruce Brown? That's the Nets big advantage, or is there something else? We'll go with you first, Gabe.
You're muted.
I don't see any advantage for the Nets, Shep, honestly. I think that the Celtics, they're one of the best plug and play systems in the league. So all they need is as far as I'm concerned, as long as they got the metrics out there, they're going to defend. They're great defenders. I think the Nets are in trouble with that one, man. Like for real. I think it's gonna be exciting to watch, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm not sure why Bruce Brown would say anything. I'm not sure why he even do that. That's the worst. The Bruce Browns of the world, go that rounding people up. That's why if the Nets are going to do something, they gotta, it's got to be almost stealth. You cannot put a target on your back if you're the Nets. It makes no sense. And he's talking about, they can go at them, but that's not answering. He's not answering how they're going to stop Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think it was a bad move.
Okay.
And he knows it. And KD ain't like he's like, the toughest guy out there. So he probably wants to be low key. He probably want to be low key. He look like a creep shot, or like he'll hit you when you're not looking. Sucker puncher. He went sucker punch. And now, the Celtics gonna be squared up, and he don't like that. And that's what it is, Shep. That's what happened.
All right, Scoon, what you think?
I don't think he was in the right he shouldn't have said it, but I do think the Celtics are a better defensive team with Robert Williams out there. So it do kind of change things up a little bit, but I know I still think the Celtics pull that one off. But yeah, I just don't think he should have said it because, like Gay said, I mean, you're Bruce Brown. You don't got that respect. Like you just start averaging 15 from All-Star break, so gotta watch what you say. Like don't stir him up.
Do you
Yeah,
think
Ahmad
Horford and Theus are a weakness on that defense right now, or because that's what it seemed that it was intended?
Yeah, because they can't do everything Robert Williams could do. Like Horford's older, and yeah, I mean, like he used to be able to defend well, but now he's not. He can't anchor that defense like Robert Williams. Like like for a difference, I'm not saying he could stop him, but he changes Kyrie's shot a lot more than what them two do with him going to the hole.
That's kind of like what Horford. He's not gonna pull the blocks that Robert gets, but he's going to pretty much change the shots. And then their defensive system is just
He is, but when you got it's like I said, Al Horford's older. Robert Williams is young, so there's certain things that he gonna go get that Al Horford just can't do at this point in time of his career.
count
What you think?
out Al.
Well, I actually agree with both of them. I wouldn't call it a weakness, but that's probably would be their attacking point. I think the main problem with this one was like some locker room talk that he came out was feeling all confident. He came out and said what they said, as far as game plan. He came out.
That's what he's saying inside the locker room.
So that's the only thing. When he said it, I'm like, and then KD came back and was like, I don't like that he said it. I'm like, they must have talked about this. This is a coaching strategy, and it came out. What you really don't want that to just be on public
Exactly.
forum like that. So I thought that was funny because I was like, man, he just said some stuff that they just got done talking about.
Because that coach is putting something in play right now that's going to contain that. Like, okay.
No, for sure. But back to regardless, it didn't matter. Like as far as that goes, it was still going to be tough because the Celtics is a system defensive team. And we're talking about two dudes that've been playing in that. They've both been playing in that Celtic system for X amount of years, more than 2 or 3 for both of them. They've been playing up there in Boston, so it's just like collectively can they put out what he does on defense. I mean, it'll be a lot harder because you got to get that production between two guys, but it's a system defensive team. They still got Jaylen Brown, who's one of the best defenders in the league.
Marcus Smart.
You know what I'm saying? Who's one of the best defenders in the league. So I guess you lose that down in the middle, and that could hurt you going on. But this first round, I think it's real tough. I do,
well,
man.
On that run, they were the best defensive team in the league. So
see,
you feel me? It wasn't necessarily like Robin Williams does make that a lot better, like you said, but I do believe that what Horford doesn't have in athleticism.
Where you going, bro?
Basketball,
we're young.
Defensive IQ.
Right. Man. So right now, I just kind of want to take a quick pause because it got real scary. I just looked over and I don't know what happened in the matter of
Trae Young.
But we definitely see that Atlanta is taking a 95-69 point lead. It's 95-70 now. And yeah, I looked over and the score was completely different. So just wanted to give an update on the game right now that's going on. So
Ice Trae.
I'll see it at the bottom ticker that is going on. All right, man. Hey, we're going to move on, man. So I know y'all might have seen yesterday that and during the game, a girl came down on the floor and glued her hand to the court. So I read about a little bit of it. So she was protesting. I guess the owner has a farm or something. He produced chickens, and they're like sick or something, and he's feeding or he's producing them and putting them out there or something like that, something along those lines. And she wore a shirt with that, and she tried to glue her hand to the basketball court during the playoff game yesterday in protest. So just using that, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking of the glue. Who is the most important glue guy in the playoffs this year? Who can you think of the most important?
Is it on me?
Is it on me?
We'll go on Buck this one.
Hold on, I ain't get to start mine yet.
Oh, Lou got a problem. Well, we'll go on Big Lou
Are
right
you on
now.
the air?
Go ahead, Big Scoop. Yeah, on air.
I had said this yesterday when Gabe was off. I'm gonna go with Luka. That is someone who, if he don't go, that team ain't gonna go far in the playoffs. He got the highest usage rate. He gonna give you assists, rebounds, everything across the board. So I'm gonna go with Luka. If he's hurt, they're not gonna make it out the first round. But if he's there, I think they'll get the job done.
Okay. All right, we'll go on Buck, man. That glue guy. All right.
I'm going kind of generic. I got Draymond Green. Because those Warriors they're a completely different team when Draymond Green is out there playing in the middle of that defense. He's the heartbeat of that team. It's been that way since they've been winning those championships. He's the backbone. He's there. He's the one that goes and gets ugly for them whenever they need it. You know what I mean? And without Draymond, there's no dubs out there. You know what I mean, the Dubs get no dubs without Draymond. That's it.
Okay, real quick before I move on to Gabe, I just want to. I'm trying to look up the meaning because I'm like, all right, what is a glue guy? And
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you.
I got you. So it's termed a glue guy.
Get off the screen.
Look, a glue guy is used to describe a player that helps bring a team together in a cohesive unit.
Right.
It is often described players who put in maximum effort and have extremely detailed understanding of the game. All right, go ahead, Gabe.
My glue guy selection is Tobias Harris, huh?
Okay.
Tobias Harris. That might seem a little Tobias, but I'm about to go with Tobias Harris because he's the type of guy like, especially after last year, if Tobias can keep it up, meaning what he does in the regular season, 16, 17 points, then I believe he'll march, easily into the Eastern Conference Finals. We meaning the Sixers. If not, then I can't really call where it lands, but I know that for us at the moment, he's a glue guy. But what makes it a little better for him is he kind of shares that role with Maxey. So
that's biased, man. He's a Philly fan. I don't want to hear that Philly stuff, man.
That is what it is, man. I recognize the glue.
I don't want to hear Philly take every.
Give me Tobias. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be too biased about that. I want to take Harris.
Okay, so all right, I get it, and those are all. At first I was even taken back by Hoons because when I think of a glue guy, I think of a guy that's not usually the superstar. But now when I think about the Mavs, I'm like, he may be their glue guy. I think another person for the Mavs could have been
Dinwiddie.
Then when he just got there, kinda. So
he's nice.
Not to cut you off, Shep, but when you say the definition,
no, you're right.
Like a glue guy that I would like to say would be Marcus Smart. I think in the Celtics uniform, he has a lot to do with them. Like, because since he spoke up, they done changed their whole demeanor. And, like, part of that defensive unit, he's on it. Like, he plays every game. Like, when Tatum and them are out, he's still there, and that team is still rolling. So I kind of like Marcus Smart now that you said the definition. Like, I was going with someone who just, I felt, kept their team together and, like, kind of led the way, like, most dominant.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, actually, Luka's not a bad choice because he this year it seemed like more than ever that he has been pretty much a glue guy for his team, even though he is the superstar of the team. But he's been the one that kept them together and cohesive, even when they were trying to situate the Porzingis situation and everything. He kept them steady even from the beginning. I know they were getting on him about being out of shape, but he still put up numbers enough at the beginning of the year until he got himself back into shape and been playing good ever since. So,
hey, now my thing is with him is he going to experience the James Harden thing, where it's like you got the highest usage rate in the league. You go to the playoffs, and it's kind of like tires start getting flat a little bit.
Right. Okay. So now we're going to jump into our segment. You know, we're about midway through our show, and we're going to step into our segment that is kind of similar to Around the Horn, but we're a little different. So we're going to call ours Around the Block. So as we go into this segment, each person on the panel will get points based on the points that they make on the topic. So every good point you make, you get 1 point. And now we'll go until the end of that segment, and we'll choose a winner. It's subjective, so I'm just going to hear it out. As clear as you give it, I'll be able to give you a point. All right? So here's how I'll roll. We're going to step into the first question, and we just going to give everybody 2 minutes. I have the timer. You go ahead and explain it as best you can. 2 minutes. All right. So that's first one. We're going to start it off here with who? Let me get the timer ready for us. All right. And here's the first question. Make your point. You got 2 minutes. Ready? Go. So hold on. I got you before I give you the 2 minutes. So the Timberwolves celebration last night. I got to get an intro. So they went crazy, jumping on tables. Man, they was enjoying that, and people were questioning, like, did y'all win a championship? Was it too much? And I'm just like, they're excited. If you win and you got yourself in the playoffs, you don't want to be excited. So, but it could be considered too much or not. What do you think, Hoon? And your time is going now.
Yeah. As grown men and everything, yeah, like I understand Pat Beverly, they traded you and everything. You could be excited, but like you look satisfied with just going to the playoffs. That's what you look happy that you just made the playoffs. Like I would definitely say yeah. So I mean it is the first time they made the playoffs in like 15 years. I think it was like 2007. Or they might have made it like 1 year with Jimmy Butler. So it's been like 2 times in 15 years though. So it is like a big thing, but still like you want to go win a championship. That's your goal. Like, so get your little happiness out the way and let's go about your business. Like Pat Beverly was still celebrating today. But yeah, I would say yeah.
You would say it's too much?
Yeah.
Okay. Gade, on you, man. 2 minutes.
Well, Shep, I'm a little conflicted about how I actually feel because I feel 2 different types of ways. Maybe as I talk about this, I will come to a solid answer. But a part of me feels like, yeah, that was a little much. You know, I never quite seen somebody. Maybe I'm new just to watch him play in tournaments. Maybe I don't know the passion that runs in those. But then again, it's like Pat Bev. It's like, what do you expect from Pat Bev? The man has made a living from being over passionate, you know. So he comes, arguably changes the culture for the Timberwolves. You feel me? And that's the type of thing that he brings for them. Like it's a rah thing going on, and they played a tough game. That game wasn't easy. They was down early. You know, they had to get stuff together and really grind that out. You know, Reggie Jackson's not an easy watch. So Reggie Jackson put in the work. He's feeling good. You know, so it's like, yeah, I didn't feel how people was clowning him for that, you know. But at the same time, it's like if you have a champion's pedigree, you gotta carry yourself like you've been there before. So, but you know, I that's all I can say about Pat Bev. What else can you expect from Patrick Beverly? He got up there like D Wade, took his shirt off, threw it in the crowd, cursed a little bit, cried a little bit, laughed a little bit. So it looked like everybody else was kind of tired of celebrating, was ready to move on, except Anthony Edwards. So that's how you know they're heartbeats. Anthony Edwards, he didn't get the camera on him like that, but he was just as hype.
15 seconds.
I was
Then spitting out sweat like Triple H. That's how hype. That's how happy.
I was definitely about to say both of them mugs was right on the table, dog.
All right, Buck,
Like
your
Triple H.
2 minutes starts now, Buck.
Are you on mute?
Are you on mute?
And I'm conflicted too with this, you know what I mean? Because I love the passion and everything that he brings. Do I think it's a little much? I think it's a little bit over the top, but at the same time, like Pat Bev's the type of guy that he's always treated like the problem, like, you know what I mean? And he just wants his respect and at his craft. And you can't be mad at a man like that who clawed out the bottom, you know what I mean? Coming undrafted, just clawed into the league, you dig, and he made his name. Like Pat Bev's name, he's known around the league. And you know, he's not a dirty player, he's a hard player. And I just think that, you know, for him to go and beat the team that he played for, people to try to, you know, he hears the media just like us and how people talk about him. So I mean, I'm not necessarily mad at him. It was just a little bit over the top, but that's who he is. That's how he plays on the court. So that just shows that he's the same dude on and off the court. You know what I mean? He plays with that much emotion. So yeah, but Anthony Edwards, he deserves to be happy too. He's a young boy getting in the playoffs for the first time. But if you watch the post game interview with Anthony Edwards, and he was all right. He said it's over. Like, you know what I mean? The celebration's over. It's time to get ready for Memphis. You did. So for sure, celebrate. The last time they were in the playoffs was 2018. I think before that was like 05. So, you know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, that says since KG left.
Sure, getting to the offs, like, you know what I mean? That's big for them. But no, they should be happy because this year they got a team that they can go in there and make a splash. So for sure. So I'm not mad at him.
Okay, so that concludes round one. We still got round two to get our points. I got it 3-3-2. Gabe, Buck got 3. Hoon, you got 2. But I think y'all were making some good points. What I'm looking for is just how you deliver, and then if you could bring a new point. I thought Buck's point about the post game interview with the young boy was something that I didn't hear from the first two, and I thought that would deserve the point that you seen that he was celebrating on the court, but after he was seeing that he said it was over and he was about his business. So you got an extra point for that as well. And yeah, Gabe, you originally brought up that's how Pat Bev is. So I know you got an extra point. Y'all are pretty good on there. So we right there 3-3-2. We going into this second question of this. So it's open to make y'all's points, man. And tell me going to this second one, and I'll start it different. So we'll go Buck, you'll get a chance to lead us off on this one. So we got these playoffs still going to be finishing up here in the next couple days here, and we want to know. We see the 7 seeds. We want to know who's getting these 8th and final seeds in the playoffs here.
Yeah. So let me look at these brackets to make sure I got the correct teams playing for the 8th seed. Who's playing for the 8th seed in the East and West? Because
so right now we got
it'd be Cleveland and Atlanta.
I'm going to limit and say Atlanta and Cleveland.
So Atlanta and Cleveland is going to be playing for the 8th seed.
Yep,
and then we'll see tonight. We got to see tonight after the Pelicans and Spurs play.
Yep. So right there you're going to kind of like gauge on who you think will win that, and then they will end up playing the Who's the team out of the West that we got playing them? We have who?
I'm trying to pull up the bracket.
Yesterday. Who won yesterday?
You got they'll play the Clippers.
Yep. So we got the Clippers will play the winner of the Pelicans Spurs game. So
right.
So from there, kind of see who you think will end up getting through, breaking through. That's what it's about. Make your points and why. And you know what I mean? As long as you got your teams, everybody got the teams that's involved right now.
So hold up, yeah.
Atlanta, Cleveland in the East. Atlanta, Cleveland in the East, and then you're going to either have the Pelicans, Spurs, or the Clippers getting in.
I got it.
All right. So we're going to start your 2 minutes here, and you can go ahead and make your points on each. Who's going East and West? All right. Ready? Go.
So on the East, I'm going to go out on the limb, and I'm going to say Atlanta's going to come in and stun these Cavs. I like the fact that they're battle-tested last year from that New York series. Trae Young is showing that he's in, playoff form, closing form. Like we said earlier, it doesn't really matter how you start in this NBA, in this league. It's a team sport. But as long as you got that closer, that dude that's going to come in and put the game away, then I think that they stand a real good chance. I do like Garland, and I like what they got going out there in Cleveland. I really do. And that's no disrespect because I do think Cleveland is a team of the future. And when I say the future, I mean next year. I don't even think Cleveland's in this playing situation next year. You know what I mean? I think they'll be a solidified team, waiting to see for the playoffs next year. But I just like the experience this year for Atlanta. As far as the West goes, tonight I have the Spurs winning, which means they'll play the Clippers. And give me the Clippers. I'll take. I like how they played against Minnesota. I had a good feeling about Minnesota winning, but I like the Clippers coming in and handling business. Again, it's a little experience thing with those teams. Unless Zion's coming back, man, this is a hard one. It's like we're talking live right now, so if Zion's playing, it could shake a little. It could shake things up. So, but for the time being, I got the Spurs playing the Clippers, and I got the Clippers taking the 8th seed in the West.
Okay, so we did that in a minute and a half. So we got who we going with? Gabe. We're going to start up. Actually, no, we're going Hoon. I'm sorry. We're going to go Hoon. Then we're going to finish out with Gabe. All right. You got 2 minutes, Scoon.
I'm going to go with Atlanta, too. I was actually pretty torn between that because, I know Trae Young's a big thing for Atlanta and everything, but, the Cavs do got one thing that can't stop them, but could contain them because when you come to IQ and everything, where Rondo has to go against a star point guard, he definitely knows how to change the game up. But I'm going to go with them. They, like Buck said, they're battle tested. They was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They do this. This is what they do. And over there, I'm going to go with the Clippers. I'm gonna stick with them. I like the way they played yesterday, and I think they will get the Pelicans a good game. But you never know what Brandon Ingram you're going to get. If you get a good Brandon Ingram, he could change it. You get his 20 a night, but if you don't, I don't like him. So give me the Clippers in Atlanta.
Clippers in Atlanta. Okay. Gabe, it's on you.
I'm actually leaning to the left on both picks, man. I'm like, give me the Pelicans tonight. I want to go on the record saying that I think both of those teams are not very good, so that could happen. I'm looking at things like, hey, I seen it. I'm like, Pelicans. When they start winning games? Then I thought about it. I said, when they got C.J. McCollum. So I'm expecting a big one out of C.J. McCollum, honestly. I think that, he does have it in him to make things go. I seen him do that in the Portland uniform. That's my guy.
He's a known CJ fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good, man.
On the record.
He found himself between him and a good game. Not even a great game for Ingram. A good game for me.
He's a choke
I
artist.
like CJ though, for sure.
I don't know. Spurs, I know that, they're not really equipped to beat you with a lot of buckets. So, last thing they want to do is let old CJ get off there. But as far as the West, that's what my West. But as far as the East, I'm going with the Cavaliers. I like what I seen the other night against the Nets, how they fought. I think that they're deep. That's the reason. And a few weeks before the play-ins, they were pretty secure in their position because they usually find a way to win games for real. I think it's going to come down to Garland just being himself, not even having a dope game. Everybody's just got to be themselves. I seen last night they can withstand good performances and great players and still come close to winning games. So it's going to be tough. Somebody going to have to, as far as I see it, somebody got to step up on Atlanta.
You got who?
Give me the Cavs and give me the Pelly Pels.
Don't sleep on
hold
that
on.
boy Murray.
The Pelicans tonight.
I'm about to say, hold on, Gage. You going off for tonight? They got to play the Clippers next. Whoever
Now,
wins that
I'm a
game.
little torn on the Clippers, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because those dweebs are probably doing anything they can. Those dweebs are doing anything they can to survive until Kawhi Leonard gets back. So I will take the Clippers. They're probably doing something strange to survive until the Claw gets back.
All right, that's your 2 minutes. So looks like, and I listened, and you know what I mean, and I was just trying to get a feel for what everybody was saying, and I was looking for, I would say, a little more, but right now I do have it at 4-all. I think Gade had an opportunity there to close. I don't think he put a punch there to finish it out. Hoon had made 2 great points, and Hoon actually was the one that pointed out that Atlanta was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Like, this is not a team that they were in the Final Four. So Hoon definitely pointed that out, and Hoon got himself back into it. So what we got here is a toss-up. I'm going to give 30 seconds and give y'all a quick topic, and somebody got to come away with the win. You got 30 seconds to rattle off a really great point, and, we'll go from there. So I'll get y'all here on the question that we're going to have for this, and then I just need y'all to rattle this off, okay? All right, give me 2 seconds.
Murray second in the league in triple doubles this year, just so you know, for them Spurs.
And
Said he's doing what?
And we talking about playoffs. CJ McConnell's a bust in the playoffs.
Hey,
You muted, Gabe.
All right. Hey, here we go.
You muted,
Gage,
Gabe.
you're muted. But listen, I'm about to go ahead and give y'all this question. We're going to start with who got the first one? I think Buck went first one time already.
It'll be
Yeah,
Gabe.
me and Buck went first.
Okay, so Gabe's going to go first, lead us off with these 30 seconds.
Make it hot.
Ready? And the question is going to pop up here. It's about the Lakers. Do they keep Westbrook? 30 seconds.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know why? Because they don't deserve the services of Westbrook. That's why. Westbrook knows he's a scapegoat in the Lakers uniform, and that's not fair at all. You bring the man on thinking you can win the games with. I think they picked him up so they don't have to hustle as hard, honestly. They thought he was going to come out there and immaculately hustle. But you take him out of what he does best, and that's play with garbage time players. That's what he does. If you want those triple doubles, those numbers that Westbrook got to get, you got to put him around some borderline scrubs.
All right. So, ready. We'll go. Who is it? Who went first on that last part just now?
It'll be Hoon next.
Okay, so Hoon, ready, go.
Yes, they keep Westbrook. I think they keep Westbrook because I think him and Frank Vogel didn't get along together, and I think Mark Jackson could control them. I think that will be their coach, and I think he can control them. They'll let Westbrook be Westbrook because Anthony Davis is not around long enough. He's not a full-time player, and That's one thing Westbrook is, and I think they realized that towards the end of the season.
Wrap it up. That's a good point. That was a good point. All right. Buck. Guys. Third. Go.
I don't think they keep Westbrook, and that's not a knock on Westbrook's play. I don't think they keep him. I think the damage is done. There's a lot of LA fans and the media out there. They already made a habit of attacking him and making him the scapegoat. LA's the Yankees of the NBA. They buy championships, so get rid of him while he has value. Bring somebody else in and reapply pressure like they've always done and they've always tried. Just not going to work out. I just think let him go somewhere where he'll be appreciated and he can go and give his real production. So just let him get out of there and get a fresh start because he deserves it.
It's right. Okay, so when I finish it, I don't like. I really did not. I'm getting it. Y'all gave a point, a great point. The second point, I'm gonna be honest. I almost gave it to Hoon here. There we go. So I almost gave it to Hoon. Y'all made one solid point. If I would lean because we are going to move on with the show, I would give it to Hoon. Only because he brought something I didn't expect him or anybody to say right now, and that was that they're going to move on with a new coach, and that could be a difference for what happens in the season. I know we all like get rid of him. And I thought Gabe made a great point. He need to be around. I ain't saying trash players, just players that are not on that level. He thrives, and they seem to do decent. So I don't think that's a bad thought. But just Hoon with the Mark Jackson throw out kind of put him a little.
Mark Jackson ain't getting. Come on, man.
Well, we about to get into that. So it was
Mark Jackson talk.
But I'm gonna give him the edge just on that point right now.
Mark, he pissed somebody off, man. I just want to know who he pissed off and how we can make it better to get him back into the NBA.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we about to get there. So that ends it for our round the block segment. We're gonna cut to commercial and definitely give it to our sponsors. No, I'm playing. We ain't there yet, but we're about to be there. So, hey, So on that topic right there, man, there's been news in the media. And today it had came out that AD and LeBron are in favor of Nick Nurse of the Toronto Raptors. But LeBron has also said he would be good with Mark Jackson coming in as their coach, I guess, a couple. With this being said, do you think this is good for them to have Nick Nurse? Or Mark Jackson would be a better hire for this Lakers squad and what they do moving forward. Go ahead, give it to us, Buck.
I think Nick Nurse is a better coaching choice for this Laker team than Mark Jackson. I got Mark Jackson's coaching record right here. He went 23-43. He must have came on. He had 66 games. And he went 47-35, and he went 51-31. Lost the first round of that 51-win year, and lost in the second round of that 47-win year. Now, I one thing about this whole Mark Jackson thing, there's no proof that he's a bad coach, but as far as him getting all that credit for making this Warriors team is beyond me because the Warriors took a different step when they hired Steve Kerr. Now, that's not to say Mark Jackson didn't have a say in what guys to draft and all that. I understand. But it's not like he didn't inherit Steve Kerr didn't inherit a championship team. He didn't. It wasn't like one of those things where Tony Dungy left for Indiana and a coach took over down in Tampa. Like it wasn't like that for that. He didn't inherit that. Steve Kerr took that team to the next level. So I think Nick Nurse is proven he's a great defensive coach, almost like that Eric Spoelstra type thing. Like he comes in, he got high expectations for his players, and he turned like Fred VanVleet is up there. He's making the All-Star game. He got Pascal Siakam paid, so The Lakers can. That's why I said get rid of Russ. They can do less with more with a coach like Nick Nurse, as opposed to trying to get a coach and try to maintain all these egos and personalities. Get you a real coach in there, a legitimate guy, so that LeBron James doesn't have to exert so much energy. Make the defense easier on everybody out there. You got the pieces for that. So I think that's the direction they should go for that. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Mark Jackson hiring, honestly. I think it's good for maybe, you know what I mean, we'll have another black coach in the league, but if we're talking basketball, I don't see it. Somebody got to prove me wrong.
If that was a question on around the block, Buck might have just blew everybody out in the first. He came with some heat. We on you, Gabe. What's up, man? What do you think? Nick Nurse or Mark Jackson?
I'm definitely. I was going to lean Nick Nurse, but in wake of what Buck says, I gotta say, Yuck is he's correct, man. Like Nick Nurse, I feel like can balance egos better than Mark Jackson. I think a guy like Mark Jackson comes with his own. He's an acquired taste for a lot of guys, so. It's like at this point in AD and LeBron's career, I don't want to say they want to have somebody they can kind of shove around a little bit, but Nick Nurse, he can be. They can call him Nicky Nudge because he ain't gonna let him push him around a little bit. but I think it's gonna work out for the better. I do think that next year, for whatever odd reason, it's gonna be about availability for the Lakers. This I think it was this year. Like if those guys play, then they win games, and I like what Buck said though, man. Mark Jackson, he came out of nowhere with this record, and then people was treating like he's supposed to be heralded, and in theory he's not that great of a coach, but I would like to see him get another shot per se. Pick him up where he left off. So give him a team.
Exactly. I'm not saying he don't deserve another shot, but I just don't want to see him placed in a higher tier of coaching that he necessarily deserves to be placed in.
Well, these players right here are arguably uncoachable. AD and LeBron. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Arguably. LeBron's the coach. You don't coach LeBron. AD, for whatever reason, I feel like he's always been a tad uncoachable, AD, and that's why he never really blossomed into a winner, into a great leader. You feel me? So I'll rest my case there.
All right, what you think, man?
I'd seen that Mark Jackson was a favorite, but I do like Nick Nurse more up there.
Clean sweep.
Because I think the superstars would bump heads with Mark Jackson. I think he needs more of a team that he's going to build. He needs to build his own team. Like, go ahead and let him draft and do what he got to do. But for to go in there with them two superstars, nah. And Nick Nurse is what? Didn't he come from Pop, from that Spurs thing? Like, he knows what to do with superstars. He knows how to control them and let them get their leeway and still control the team. So, but if he goes, Westbrook's gone. That takes back my last thing. I know Westbrook's gone if he's there. But Buck did say it right. They could do more without Westbrook. Like get them side pieces. Like
the problem is they done assaulted his name so much. It's like, what can you really get from Westbrook, honestly?
Yeah, that's true. I think they devalued him so much, even in the way that they were handling the rumors about whether they should bring him off the bench or start him, and then they end up starting him. But it was saying management saying that you can do whatever as far as him starting him or sitting him. And I just think the Lakers handled a lot bad over these last months or so, especially with the Westbrook news. Instead of somebody just coming out and saying, no, we want him to start, or, that's not true or whatever, they're just kind of letting the stuff float and letting them take hold of it and all that. And it was a bad look for Westbrook as well, because he had to, deal with all that, and he didn't even have it. It didn't seem like there was support backing from his teammates or the organization while he's on your team. While he's on your team, I believe you should be backing. And then on the other end, just the way they just handled the firing Frank Vogel, I thought that was terrible. Like, ain't no way that the news outlets and everything are putting out that he's fired, and y'all talking about we gonna let him know on Monday. Like that don't even make no sense. So, and then I seen Quinn Snyder talking about the Lakers job is less more attractive to him because of that. Like, that's just not a good look. Like, tell the coach that you're not bringing him back before the media gets a hold of all that. I just think a coach that won a championship for you, you got to give him that respect. Like, that shouldn't even be a question. So I really believe that the Lakers are in
Kind of.
I believe that the Lakers are in a big funk up in the front office, and they need to get that figured out. So, but yeah, I think y'all made great points as far as the coaching and the coaching hire. But I do like Mark Jackson. I want to see him out here somewhere.
Well, what happens if Mark Jackson can control his ego, then coaching great players make you a better coach. That's what happens to all these coaches. You feel me? At some point in time, all our great coaches was coaching great players. So it's like it's something that you pick up along the way. But I don't know. Like I said, man, Westbrook, I think he can ball. I'm sitting here thinking like, they didn't ran this man's name to the ground. I'm really surprised that he was able to play through the season and really not go off the hinges, because I bet he's never really felt like that. Like, man, the whole city turned.
It wasn't
Turned on him hard.
It just felt like the whole it didn't matter where you was. It seemed like people was like,
Nah, yeah, the whole NBA community.
But yeah, so that's just something that you got keep in mind. So
He said, "Stop calling me Westbrook."
Yeah, and I think
Westbrook stuff is getting old.
Yeah, so I think I think so. Hoon had to step out on that. Oh, here he's coming back. So we're actually on the last leg of it. So we got one more question to close out our show for today. Man, it's been a great show, and hey, we're going into this first round of the playoffs. The biggest matchup. We all know what the biggest matchup is. It's not a secret. We know the biggest matchup. The Celtics versus the Nets. Who is getting out of the first round? The Celtics versus the Nets. This is a dynamic matchup with dynamic players, and it is going to get interesting. It's going to get real. Who you got in this? We're going Buck.
Well, I know who wants to get at this one. Yeah, I already know who wants to get at this one. But yeah, I got the Celtics. I got the Celtics in 6, close 6. I don't got it in any blowout games really. I got Celtics in the close 6. Think this is going to come down to the Celtics are a deeper team, a better defensive team. I mean, as far as Kyrie coming, he is the freshest guy in the league, so that's scary. That's like the biggest X factor I think of this whole thing going on is that Kyrie played half the season. You know what I mean? And he's coming in with fresh legs. And right now, if there's any time to have fresh legs, it's right now. But I don't know. I find it hard for me to see that they can get enough production out of everybody to beat them best out of 7. Even if it could stretch 7 games, I wanted to say 7, but yeah, give me Boston. Tatum started going crazy at the end of the year. You know what I mean? We start seeing a much higher scoring output from him. Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown. He's consistent. He's going to play defense. Marcus Smart is Marcus Smart. So the Celtics are who they are, in other words. You know what I mean? So the Nets are kind of still a work in progress. I think even if we looked at this same Nets team next year, they would be a lot better, even with this same roster. But they're still trying to get that cohesion, especially with Kyrie playing half the season. So that's why it's like a catch-22 with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's fresh, but does he have enough cohesion with the rest of the team that it's going to really work in these playoffs when it really gets down to it? So I think that the lack of experience with the other guys who aren't Kevin Durant and Kyrie might hurt him a little bit, but and also I think that Steve Nash coaching experience comes down to it because everybody knows that this playoff basketball slows down, so gets a lot different in your coaching strategy at this point of the season. So Yeah, give me the Celtics. Long answer, not so long. Celtics.
Hey, where you at? Celtics or Nets, man? We'll go to Hoon until Bevo gets back. Hoon, Celtics or Nets in 6 or 7 or whatever. My bad.
Give me the Celtics. I was torn between this because, I mean, I like Buck's part where he said like they ain't played together long enough. In my opinion, I know it's like to some people it's not a big deal, but I think if Ben does happen to play in that series, it changes it because he don't have to score, and it helps him out in a point that they're hurt bad in it, which is defense. So that's another pair of fresh legs out there to play some defense.
So what do you have them in? Just real quick, my bad.
Huh?
Celtics in how many games?
I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 7 because I see Kyrie going crazy in Boston at least once.
I was torn. I wanted to say 7. I was there.
So I want to say 7, but then again, it's like if they go 7, I'm truthfully I pick see because I like Kevin Durant in a 7-game series. I like them too. They're battle tested in that situation. They won. Well, I don't know if KD won one, but shoot, Kyrie won a game 7 in a big situation, big shot, the biggest shot of his life. Like so, but
Celtics in 6. I mean 7.
But I like the Celtics. I do like the Celtics.
Okay. So we got Gabe. Gabe, you're on, man. What do you got? Who you got and what do you have them in? How many games?
After listening to these fellas, go at it. I've decided that if the game goes 7 series, yeah, the Nets is gonna win every time, like for real. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Season 5 games. I think that the Nets. This is one thing about the Celtics. They are and always will be extremely battle tested. Like these dudes fight adversity with the best of them. They got what it takes to put up buckets with anybody at this point. And I don't think that the Nets are built like that. Like I do think that Kyrie is going to snap. I know so. I just watched the man go 12 for 15 last night. Immaculate performance. I watched them they almost lost that game. I don't think that the Celtics are going to make the same type of mistakes. I think they're extremely experienced in these situations. Even they're like young ballers are. So it's going to be real tough for them. I think when the Nets realized that Kyrie just dropped 40 and KD just dropped 40 and they took an L, it messes with the whole the whole picture of the Nets. You know, I think that they fall apart, start blaming each other a lot quicker than the Celtics do. I think the Celtics might even come out and take a thumping and win 3 in a row type team. So I don't know, but at the same time, like Scooney said, if they don't send them home in 5, they're not sending them home. So you got to send them home in 5 for real, man. Hey, if you don't send them home in 5, I can't see you sending them home in 6 if they need the 6 to go to the 7. So basically, these are the type of guys where you don't want to put them in any must-win situations like per game. You're going to get them down early, as long as they can get ahead of this, early. I do think that the Nets, if they got to play to win, they're going to have to go hard. They're going to have to go hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if they was to honestly beat the Celtics if they was to extremely go hard, but I'm not expecting for them to be able to keep that type of dominance up against everybody in the East neither. So I think they're going to have to lay it on the line. But like Buck said, Kyrie's fresh enough to grab this one and run away with it if the Celtics aren't careful.
But see, that's where I kind of think it's different at because I don't think Kyrie and KD could beat the Celtics by themselves. And I think their defensive, the way the Celtics play defense, they're going to contain everybody else around them.
Seth Curry gonna give you 20. He gonna give you Seth Curry. He's gonna give you about 17. He's gonna be sturdy. I believe that he is what makes them kind of scary for real.
Yeah, what did he give you 5 yesterday?
That's yesterday. Them boys is cool.
It's a playing game.
Hey, he got the highest 3-point percentage in history. You talking to a real sharpshooter, about a real sharpshooter, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about someone who always blows my damn parlays.
Last year in the playoffs, he was immaculate. He was carrying us through the playoffs.
Hey,
last year, man.
How about that Derek Carr extension though? Y'all like that?
Know.
Y'all what do you like get? 3-year 120?
3-year 121.
Man, 3-year 121.
Derek Carr. They extended him to Raiders. I like it too.
Derek Carr look a lot better throwing to Adams.
Right. I was gonna say I like the Raiders. I like them this year. I think they're a team that
they're gonna win a lot of games.
Yeah, they take a step because the Raiders, to me, last year they were the only team I thought that I was nervous about the Bengals in the playoffs. You feel me?
Well, the problem is like not even the problem. The thing is with them, like them dudes through their butt years, they've been stacking up that defense low key.
Yeah.
So they're even, and Devontae Adams put you over the top.
Mm-hmm. They got a good running back.
Find out real quick that when you throw into a guy like that, you got any sense.
But they got Waller out there already. Now Darren Waller gets way more single coverage than he was ever getting. You did,
and you got your second corner on Henry Henfro.
Not to mention Jacobs, right? His 20 carries a game.
But
they have some decisions to make.
I want to
say, man. Like,
I want to say they got one of them Kansas City receivers.
Oh yeah, either what'd you say, Hardman or
Hardman? Yeah, Hardman. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be tough to guard.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr's a real tough quarterback.
They're gonna look like the Chiefs. Their offense is gonna look like the Chiefs next year.
The only thing is it's gonna put the pressure on him now because now you got you got to show now. We gave you the money, the pieces. You gotta perform now.
This is second contract. This is second contract.
He seems like a quarterback that is up for. He don't seem like he backs down from a challenge. And then like the year he got hurt, he was on that MVP.
Right.
Season.
They
never
like,
really got a chance to put himself back in a great situation since then. So
no, I like Derek Carr.
Me too.
I think that division is going to be the hardest division in the NFL.
Me too.
I think the AFC North is still going to.
The AFC North is going to be tough.
It's going to be tough as well. Now that we see the quarterbacks that float in there.
Deshaun Watson, are you killing me? Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson,
Malik Willis.
I hate to be in that.
Malik Willis.
So you're telling me you want to be with Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Justin?
Listen. This is another topic for another day because we have something for this because I do want to have that debate. We can have that this week, but I do want to have that debate about the AFC North and the AFC West.
Strong.
And I'm
strong these monsters in the North.
And I'm saying this on camera. I'm about to get my Charles Barkley on. If the Heat coming, I mean. If Atlanta come in at that 8 seed, they're sending the number one. They're sending the Heat home.
Oh, bold prediction. Oh man!
Am I allowed to say something as indicators a sweat from a baboon's balls? That's not going to happen. I do think that the Atlanta Hawks though is dangerous though. Like. That's what I was just saying when I was watching them. Little dudes out there, look how they turned up like a 3 seed.
They wasn't supposed to be there last year either.
Yeah, they funny. But I don't know, man. I think that the Heat, I think that out of all those guys, they're the most prone for upset. You know.
Okay. So hey, we're gonna wrap this show up. This is a great first episode for us. Man, I think we went in, we made some great points. This is the beginning of something huge. He got the Kobe, shout out to Kobe, and he got the Jackie Robinson in the background with the Steelers terrible towel, man.
Lady fella there.
Hey, y'all did a great job, and we got more episodes coming. We got more to talk to. Everybody, make sure y'all keep on watch out for our mini episodes. I think Gay gonna be bringing something where he dressing up as a genie and just bringing y'all some predictions and different things. So Hey, be ready for everybody's episodes. They're little mini parts, but we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. We out.